What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to record a very quick video about Tesla stock and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. Now, before I break anything down about Tesla, before I get into any technical analysis, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 6 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 6 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. And this limited time offer that ends in just 4 days. So please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So when we look at the overall sentiment in the market, we are seeing Tesla respecting a bit of an upward trend, and we are seeing some actually more prominent technical indicators that are suggesting upside is most likely going to continue going into this week, especially as we are approaching the end of another quarter, and we like to see a lot of these balance sheets to be kind of refurbished during this time frame, because a lot of these big hedge funds, a lot of these big institutions, they want their numbers to look a little bit better for the end of the quarter, because of the fact that if they look really bad, it's not going to look too good for these clients. Not to mention the fact that they did a very good job at kind of tricking many retail investors and the overall market based off the fear and greed index. Let me actually close this ad. You could see right here, 1 month ago, the market was extremely fearful. We were obviously taking big hits. A week ago, we were also extremely fearful, but previously, we've actually kind of shifted more towards the fear side. So the market is less fearful than it was from before, and we are seeing a bit of a shift in this outcome. Now, if I actually go back to right over here and we look at the SPY real quick, this is where things become very interesting. We have this island gap that formed from this end right here, and this island gap is a very bullish indicator, and we are seeing kind of like a continuation of it from this point on. And now, just to note, we have these gaps on the way down, but I don't see that necessarily kind of continuing to push us down. We are forming this really nice inverse head and shoulders right here for the SPY. And I did mention this in a previous video, but I do see a continuation occurring too, as we are seeing a nice spike in volume like right here. So for me personally, for the week, I think it's very probable the SPY is going to fill this gap and hit the 400s. And that's like, I would say, the more moderate prediction. But a super bullish prediction would be the SPY could even go as high as that 417, 420 range, but I find that a little bit less likely, but it is still in the realm of possibility. It really depends on how much the market really wants to push up and to what degree these institutions and market makers allow it to, considering how they want to rebalance funds in the markets. Now, with that said, the SPY looks pretty darn bullish in my opinion. We're seeing this nice push up, right? If you look at the MACD, we're still continuing to see this nice climb, and the rally is just going to continue. The same is going to be said about the Nasdaq, just to repeat, because if you look at the Nasdaq or the QQQ, we're seeing the exact same pattern kind of playing out. And to me, that's just another one of those bullish indicators out there. So looking at the Nasdaq, very similar setup. We have this island gap right here, pushing up to the upside right here, also forming this inverse head and shoulders. And I do see this gap up here getting filled, and we may go a little higher. It's also possible before we see more downside potentially later. But as a result, both the SPY and the Nasdaq and the overall market kind of pumping to the upside will be very positive for Tesla, in my opinion, and it should actually push Tesla to the upside again. So the key zone for the week would be this gap area right here. That's going to take Tesla to that 772 range, but I don't think Tesla will just stop at that. I mean, it could actually go closer to that 780, and a very bullish possibility based off this chart and based off where our high point would be around that 790 to 800 range. Now, do I know if we're going to go that high? I can't really say that, but I do think that upside looks a lot more probable. So I'm going to give you my prediction based off that. So for Monday, let's go over the more bearish and bullish possibilities. And I want to talk about what my main prediction is. So just so you guys know, okay, 740. And let me actually draw a line right here just to show you this. 740 is a key zone, very important zone right here. If we break out of 740 and we actually hold that, which we most likely will, Tesla could actually get kind of explosive. And I'm not saying it's just going to jump like 10% in like 10 minutes or anything like that. I'm not just talking in that context. I mean that it's going to make some very bullish price action, and we might actually see a pretty good green day for Monday, Tuesday, and many days of the week. So what I want you to look out for is, look, okay, the key support right now is that 730. All right. So I really want to see this thing hold above that 730 range, but there were moments where we actually dipped a little bit below it and touched 725. Now that's a possibility as the low zone, but like I said before, just be prepared for this. I'm not guaranteeing this at all. I also think this is unlikely, but if we somehow hypothetically do drop a little bit, 715 is that key zone. If 715 doesn't hold, then 700 is in the realm of possibility. There's a gap down there too, but I don't really see Tesla dropping that low. Like I said, I just want you to be prepared based off the zones. What is most likely going to happen? I believe there's going to be a push to the upside, and I think we're going to hold above 740 for a good amount of time. Now, if we manage to break that 740 range, like I showed you guys previously, let me show you the 2-hour chart. The key zone will be that 752 range right over here. I want to see this thing break above that, which I think we most likely will. And we have this gap all the way up to that 772 range. I mean, it's very possible for us to fill the gap just on Monday alone, because there have been times where I've predicted Tesla would make a green move and it ends up moving even harder than I expect. So that's definitely possible. We might make an explosive move to 772 just like that, going into tomorrow, maybe into Tuesday as well. But as of right now, the overall sentiment is on the bullish side. So let me just draw this out just to give you guys a good perspective. I think if you look at the price action from Friday, we saw this nice bullish spike going into the open, and I do think we're going to see something very similar. I think we're going to see a big spike into open. I think the market is just ready, and right now a lot of the big market makers, they're ready to push these things up. So Tesla might make a very explosive move, then slow down later on during the day. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing starts to push up, and if it somehow ends up pushing up and actually filling the gap in just one day, that would be very cool in my opinion. It might stop at maybe 770, and who knows, it could actually go even higher. It might even touch 775. Very much in the realm of possibility, and I am going to be more optimistic on this one. We might actually get the gap fill for Monday. Then after that, we might slowly start to descend, maybe end up testing the VWAP, and after that, just continue to kind of drop off here, maybe test 750, and that's probably going to hold us throughout the majority of the day. We might get another push towards the very end, especially after we hit that previous intraday high. We might end up closing around that 760 range. It's very much in the realm of possibility, considering that the market just wants a bit of a bounce just temporarily before bigger moves end up coming in the future. So I'm essentially just predicting that this is most likely what's going to come. I do think Tesla's going to break 750 tomorrow. Now, the overall sentiment is maybe it may not be as bullish, maybe it will be even more bullish, but at the end of the day, the indicators are all pointing in the same direction. That upside seems a lot more probable, and we're most likely going to see a nice green day for tomorrow as the market starts to push up, in my opinion. Now, looking at some other key technical indicators, I wanted to actually talk about these. If we look at the RSI, all right, previously we were seeing this higher level of RSI. The strength was higher back at 738 and ended up actually dropping when we hit the same zone. So that is something to look out for. I mean, I would like to see the RSI kind of pick up a little bit. Hopefully that is what we end up seeing when we see that explosive move. And it does look like we're seeing kind of the MACD and the signal line kind of trading back and forth. We should get a nice crossover and more of a push to the upside with very bullish momentum. That's what I would be looking out for. And the last thing I wanted to talk about would be, let me see, the Bollingers real quick, all right? Because if we zoom out of the chart like this, I often have spoken to you guys about how typically when we get those breakouts, we see the Bollingers kind of collapse. They kind of come very close to each other, and then they get a big expansion after that. So right here, for instance, the 21st, was that the 21st, right before the 21st, we got the tightening of these Bollingers from the 2 standard deviation basis band distance. It got very tight, and then all of a sudden, boom, this big parabolic move. And I also want to mention this right over here. If we go a little bit more forward in the chart, as we get closer to like right now, what you'll notice is we got another tightening of the Bollingers, right? When Tesla was in that 680 zone. And then we got this $40 move to the upside all the way up to that 740. And now recently what's happening is the Bollingers are getting tighter again, which could be an indication we're going to get another breakout in either direction. But right now it's looking like the upward side seems more prominent. So I'm pretty darn bullish. I think Tesla's looking good. I think the rally is going to continue, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tesla hit the 775 range very, very soon. Could it happen on Monday? Very much possible. I'm going to be optimistic, or it could take 2 days for us to achieve that. But once again, still bullish either way. Tesla's looking good. So this is essentially what I'm predicting. Once again, I think we're going to make a very parabolic move into open, cool down a little bit throughout the day, but then continue to hold these higher levels. And I wouldn't be surprised if we close around that 760 range. I'm going to be pretty optimistic on this one. So thank you for listening. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I really hope that you found some value in this video. Thank you. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.